It's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash day friend's favorite content creator. We're going to go to that park place, okay? We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Yep, we're starting a video just like that. All right, the park place. Microsoft joins the Nintendo price hike party as Xbox games surge towards $80 standard. If Nintendo let the price hike match, Microsoft and Xbox just tossed gasoline on the fire. Following the controversial pricing rollout of the Nintendo Switch 2, including $500 hardware and $80 games, Microsoft has now confirmed a major price hike across nearly every facet of Xbox brand. That includes consoles, consoles, accessories, and by the holiday season, first-party games. Interesting. I wonder where they got this information from. As for games, Microsoft says the current pricing will remain for now, but by the end of 2024, and the company expects the new first-party games to begin launching at $79.99, which is $80, pushing the industry ever closer to the $80 standards. That is $80. In a statement provided by IGN, a Microsoft spokesperson acknowledged the frustration this would bring to consumers. We understand that these challenges are challenging, and they are made with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Interesting. I wonder, can I just click on that IGN article real quick? In the State of IGN. So, Interesting. Hey, real quick, let's go over to Fandom Pulse. Fandom Pulse, video game section. Civ 7 roasted after promotional trailer depicts black female as a leader of East Asian Army. Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser doubled down on pushing DEI agenda despite Trump administration stance. GTA 6 delayed. Xbox explains price hikes for new first party. XDefiant executive producer calls out Call of Duty for manipulative market practices. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 creative director Daniel Varver says he included Sovereign to avoid being called sexist. Indie game dev calls out Nines to play Medieval Legacy for rewriting European history. Let's just look at some of these articles. Let's just look at this last one first. Roland Morris, the founder of Revolt Games and Cult Games, the main developer of The Great Rebellion. The Great Rebellion, mind you, is a white supremacist game. That's important. He's claiming that this game is rewriting Medieval Legacy, and they're reporting on this. This is what Fandom Pulse is doing. Let's go to the Civilization one now. Let's see what they're talking about. Just seeing, are they going to call this a bad thing or a good thing? 2,800 downvotes. That's not something you can really verify. This is an extension. It's not accurate. One wrote, LMAO, black woman in charge of a group of Mongols is top tier comedy. Go woke, go broke. A woman jacket IP's catchphrase, no more turns, please. Harry Tone playable character. So the game's play can also cater. Okay, so some of you guys might be going, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he doing this? I'll answer that. So I showed you those two websites because if certain groups have it their way, that's what we're getting. As far as gaming coverage, that's what we're getting. Just that shit. Yeah, sure, they're going to break a news story, but that's coming from IGN. There's no IGN to steal from now. I did a video a while ago talking about this very topic of what would happen if we got rid of all these gaming journalist sites. You know, the sites that all these losers want to get rid of because they have been infested with DEI or paid shills and yada, 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 yada. And in that very video, which is now getting more, attention now because Polygon recently was sold off to Valnet, and that means massive layoffs, and people are cheering that. I am not one of those people cheering that because I said this happening would be bad. And I'm telling you again, this is bad. That is the level that you will be having if we keep gutting gaming sites. Giant Bomb is effectively dead right now. That's bad. I'm making this video again, and I'm going to get a little bit more just like, I don't know, meaner. People calling me mean. There's a reason why I'm mean to you guys, by the way. It's because you don't listen when people are nice and kind and giving you the benefit of the doubt. You only listen when people are in your face. So this is me in your face now. This is bad. If you are cheering the gutting or the complete shuttering of these gaming sites, you do not understand what you are cheering for. Those websites I showed you, those are two of the bigger independent, alt-right, whatever you want to call them, websites, right? None of them had like news about games coming up or gameplay footage, developer interviews, nothing of the sort. But what you're not getting are interviews. You're not getting breaking news. You're not getting any of the important stuff. I have said this multiple times, and I will keep saying this. The sites that you guys go to that aren't the mainstream rely on the mainstream. When you guys tell me in my comment section that you'll just go to forums or just go to fucking YouTubers or go on Twitter, where are they getting their information from? You need to take the next step. You guys are very quick to want to burn everything down and have nothing to replace it. It's fucking stupid to think that a YouTuber would ever match the output of an actual company whose whole job is to do that. You're not thinking it all the way through. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm going to think it through for you again. Okay. If I am a YouTuber who has access to, let's say, Sony, right? Sony Santa Monica or whatever. And they want me to talk about their new IP coming out. Cool. I can do that. But I am not going to give that the coverage that would be anywhere near comparable. Even if I had 20 million subscribers, anywhere near comparable to that of, let's say, IGN or formerly Polygon or Kotaku or any of the big boys, GameSpot, any of the big ones, okay? Because I do not have the resources to do that. I'm one person. The only way for me to even try to approximate that is if I start getting other people who can cover more games in that sphere. But then we just create another company, right? Which you guys seemingly hate. Conversely, the people who need their product seen, the publishers who want their game to be seen that they are publishing, are going to want as many eyeballs on it as possible. You remember the Real Game Awards? Of course you did. You guys watched my videos and you loved it. But the reason why the Real Game Awards fails, and we're not going to talk about anything from like a political side. I'm not being very political in the video, okay? Shocking, I know. Is because it doesn't have anyone in the industry as a part of it. They want to promote themselves as the alternative, but they aren't the alternative because you get nothing from them. That's not an alternative solution. You weren't going to get any game announcements in that thing. I told you that wouldn't happen. It didn't happen. And you didn't get any developers being interviewed or taking acceptance or anything like that because they weren't part of the industry. So if those people are now in charge of stuff, no one's going to go to them. You have nothing. Same thing here with the gaming websites. If you get rid of them, you as a gamer, you have no information. You have no place that you can go to that's going to guarantee have verified information. And if the information is updated, they will update it in a place where you can have access to. If you're following random YouTubers or random people on Twitter and trying to follow them for gaming news, you either have to subscribe to their Twitter to get the full version of things from time to time. People have to monetize things, or you're gonna have to read 1,000 threads because 140 words or 200 words isn't gonna be enough unless they have Twitter Blue, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. But you're already doing so many extra steps, and you're one person. What do you think a company's gonna want to do? Remember when streaming services were simple? Well, there was like 1 or 2 streaming services. So if you wanted to watch like all of The Office, you just went to Netflix. And now you have to go to Netflix or Hulu or Peacock or one of 10,000 things. It's no longer ease of access. If you get rid of the gaming sites, you create this problem where does the coverage come from? Who's covering it? Are they capable of covering it in a way that actually, like lets you know what the game's about? Will they cover games that you might not care about? That's another thing to consider too. These gaming sites are massive. They'll fucking play a strategy game that's only on like a handheld device that you've never fucking heard of. That's good for the developer. Are we only going to be told when like Call of Duty comes out? Are we only going to be told when Grand Theft Auto gets delayed? Are we only going to be told about the huge big games? How are you going to find your other games? Oh, I was browsing on Steam. Not everyone has a PC. So how are you going to find these things out? Oh, I just followed a certain YouTuber. How do you think they find their shit out? Everything is connected. We cannot have the gaming sites gone. And especially because the reasons I'm getting told people want them gone make no sense. I've addressed this point in my other video and I'll do it again. Your idea that the games journalists are paid shills, but the YouTubers aren't, makes no sense. Maybe you guys don't understand how YouTubers are paid. I'll explain a little bit of that. Most YouTubers, the ones who don't have really big accounts and have like patrons or whatever, when they get paid from YouTube, it's paid by the view. Like literally, you giving them views pays them once they have over 1,000, subscribers and whatever, meet the requirements. But you getting over 1,000 views pays them. Someone who's either a contracted writer or part of the staff of one of the gaming sites doesn't get paid based on if people go to that site. Okay, that's not where their money comes from. That ad revenue is a separate thing. That goes to the corporation. That's not goes to the individual. They have specified contracts. They get paid for the work either before, and if they're like a freelance, probably a bit after. But the work that's paid already. Like that's nothing to do with the views. If I make a video and it gets 100 million views, that gives me actual money. If I were to write for like IGN and that article was seen like 1 billion times, that doesn't give me money. I, as a YouTube creator, am more incentivized to get views than someone who writes reviews for a website. That is why you have people on YouTube who literally lie about stuff. I'm not talking about the grifters, like I always do. I'm talking about those fake movie trailers that say like, here's the new Transformer film, and it's clearly AI shit or it's photoshopped and it gets like 20 million views. They're incentivized because the views give them money. Why would a YouTuber who has more incentive to lie to you not be in the paid shill category, especially because they need more access than the gaming websites would need. I'm a YouTuber. I don't have a legal team or an editorial board or anything like that. So if somebody wants to reach out to me, that's huge for me. I don't have any inroads there. So I might be more inclined to give a more positive review. Who knows? That's not the same for these huge gaming websites. And I understand that of course, there are people in any field who aren't the best, who might be liars, in their own right. But to assume that that's only happening in the gaming journalism spot and nowhere else is idiotic. It's idiotic. This blind hatred you guys have is because you are listening to people who, again, are profiting off your anger. Think it all the way through. Where do you get your information from? Now, where do they get their information from? If I go to like GameFile or, IGN or whatever, and they have an article, they are doing either like an interview with a developer or they're getting sources, right? And they vet their sources. They have an editorial board. They get in actual legal trouble if they, put libel out there. You as a YouTuber don't really. Mostly because it's not libel. It'd be, I guess, slander because it's a video. But you are not held to the same journalistic standards. They are. Literally, they have to have their information correct. If anything is wrong, they got to update or retract, which hurts their credibility. which is important in that sphere. It is not that important in YouTuber sphere. Let's be completely real. You can be super non-credible and still have a massive audience. Just look at the current YouTube climate. You guys are not understanding the importance of these gaming websites. You guys want to just yell their shills. The shills would be, more often than not, the content creators telling you to call them shills. Again, and I'll repeat myself until I'm blue in the face. YouTubers get money by the view count. Just think about that. They get money by the view count. I do not do YouTube professionally. This isn't my career. This isn't my job. This is something I just love doing. I'm a yapper. I make videos, okay? But there are people on YouTube who do use this as their job. And a lot of them in the gaming space have zero credibility about half the shit they talk about. Meanwhile, you have game journalists who have done the work, who've broken the stories, who curate the sources. You have these gaming sites who are giving you access to gameplay. They're telling you, hey, this new game's coming out. Look at this last 30 minutes of this. Look at this trailer. Look at this interview. Look at all this stuff. Get hyped for this game. We have more information about this game because they exist. And you want to look at me and say, you would rather have John F. Trent, Grums, Smash JTs, all those guys be the ones giving you information when we just went to one of those type of websites and most of the shit they're talking about was DEI. What new game's coming out? If you go on their, let's go on their websites. Let's just see how many times they talk about new games, the video games, new games coming out. Technically, I guess Civ 7 is coming out, and it's gonna come out. Well, this is the official trailer by IGN. I can tell by the thing here, but game trailers, cool. So nothing they're not telling you. They're not telling you a release date. Is it already out? It's out right now. It's out February 10th. Have they talked about Civ before? Let's see. I gotta spell it right. Peak player counts, concurrent, gets roasted, updates, Civilization 7. So they've only talked about Civ 7. That's it. Cool. Any other release dates? How about gameplay footage? How about report Titanfall lays off Titanfall spin-off snapped. Game footage. Super Baby Inc. Cool. A mod for Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion mod again. Bethesda pushes valid gender ideology in Oblivion Remastered. Asmongold says Marathon needs to make sure all the female characters in the game are bangable. Oh, they have a developer interview, I think. The developer behind the game that promotes a sexual assault instance defendant, but it will pull it from Steam. Oh, nope, not an interview. Just copying what other websites already said. Okay, cool. Maybe not fandom post. Let's go to that Park Place, another big one, right? Video games. Super Inc. game South of Midnight flops hard. Another SBI project crashes on launch. Weird how they keep talking about Super Inc. and Ubisoft stocks and what have you, but games definitely came out during this time period, right? Games came out in March. Super Inc. again, Assassin's Creed, Kotaku, Unreal Engine, Intergalactic. So no, it doesn't seem like a video. Oh, Alyssa again. Doesn't seem like anything to do with video games. Seems like there's no gameplay, no releases for anything like that. Now let's go to I don't know if IGN. What's going on PlayStation? Devolver Digital is going out of its way to launch a new game on the same day as GTA 6. Gears of War Reloaded coming in summer, even on PlayStation. That was 12 hours ago. What did the Park Place post 12 hours ago? Nothing. Last post is May 2nd. I mean, I think at this point you get where I'm coming from. I hope to God you do. If you don't, like I said, happy to repeat myself. There is a service that these game websites provide for you, the consumer. That is access you would otherwise not have. You would not know what these games look like. You wouldn't know anything about these games outside of a press release maybe you saw on Twitter, if you happen to be lucky at the time and your algorithm didn't fuck up your feed or whatever. You wouldn't know anything about like developers are working on or anything like that. There's a reason why the games industry is the games industry and how it works. Is it perfect? God, no, it's not perfect. But the alternative being suggested, it doesn't work. You would be relying on just desperate parts, clinging on to any access they could get. And who knows if their information would be accurate. Or, you know, for you guys who claim to hate biases, all these strings that you like these websites that are so biased that they aren't even denying the fact that they are right-wing. Talking about DEI, how this game is woke or it went broke and all those things. You want your games to be apolitical? Then why would you go to these people who have nothing but agendas to push? These people are grifters. And also, they get their information from the very websites you guys are claiming are bad. You are also getting your information from those same websites. Your YouTuber that you like so much, they get their shit from IGN or Kotaku or, again, formerly Polygon or any of those big sites. Okay, sure, there might be a couple of niche, a couple of niche websites out there, independent websites, and that's fine. That's good. If you want to say you don't like certain reviewers, that's fine. You could not like certain reviewers. That's 100% okay. But to take the extra step and go, these guys are paid shills, I'd rather listen to a YouTuber. The YouTuber is getting the information from them and then also most likely interpreting it in a way that makes their videos go viral. You're seeing it all over YouTube. You're seeing videos from creators getting viral, getting hundreds of thousands of views, and the information is completely bullshit. What news are they breaking? What gameplay footage are they showing you? What games are they showing you? What games are they talking about? If you are a first-person shooter game, or first-person shooter fan, where do you go if you don't have those websites? If you have an FPS YouTuber you go to, do they cover every single first-person shooter you'd be interested in? Or just the shit that they like? Are they also getting their information from IGN or GameSpot or, you know, Kinda Funny Games or whatever? Are you understanding why this is such a dumb idea? This whole let's just burn it to the ground. Okay, and replace it with what? I asked that in my last video. No one answered it. People got mad. People are getting madder now, but there's still no valid answer. What are you replacing it with? I'm trying to help you. These people don't have your best interest in mind. If you follow them, you're never going to hear about new games. All you're going to hear about why this game is woke and gay and bad. That's it. That's all they do. Literally all they do. Or I should lie, actually, my mistake. They also take information from the other websites that you guys hate and then also say the same thing. Sometimes. But most of the time, they just talk about games that they do not like. Or if they like a game, they use that as a sledgehammer towards other games. I can go to IGN, to GameSpot, and not even read an article. I can just click through games and watch videos and get like impressions and all that stuff too. No agenda being pushed there. You can't go through that Park Place or Fandom Pulse and not see an obvious agenda there. So why is that better? You can get your apolitical information by just ignoring the writing and just watching the videos for yourself. You can do that. There's an entire YouTube page from IGN where it's literally just their trailers. Like, look, you can go to IGN, go to playlist. You don't want to hear them push their woke agenda? Fine. Just click on the fucking trailers playlist. 964 trailers. As soon as 9 hours ago, you have Shadow Syndicate, Demon Slayer, Desktop Survivors 98, Breath Edge 2, Football Heroes League, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Star Wars Grand Collection. Like, go nuts. You can't do that. Can't do that here. There aren't even fucking videos to watch. And if there are videos, probably from YouTube. Or I'm sorry, from X. Like, you guys, come on, man. Who's gonna match that output? Who's gonna match it? All right, I think I proved my point. I hope to God I did. I don't want to do this again. I was talking for so long.